The time has come for the Prius to show itself. Will it recapture the magic it had in the early 2010s? Will it offer electrified powertrains to satisfy the current market? We won't have to wait much longer, as Toyota has finally given us a reveal date and much more. Over the Toyota Japan page, 11/16, mark your calendars. That also lines up with a trip that Toyota has invited me on. They haven't told us being the media, what this vehicle is officially, but it must be for this vehicle, and it does coincide with the LA Auto Show. So if you're in the LA area, you're probably going to be able to see the Prius for yourselves firsthand when it opens on the 16th, the 17th, somewhere in that time frame. Also, we have the silhouette here. That is looking pretty cool. Kind of reminds me, they gave us the silhouette of the Corolla Cross before that vehicle was officially announced, but it doesn't stop there. We also have a couple more images. A hybrid reborn. Kind of reminds, I'm a Dragon Ball fan. I have the manga behind me. It reminds me of a movie called Fusion Reborn back in the day. Anyways, hybrid reborn. Looking pretty cool. We have those aggressive C style headlights. And then we also have another image here, which is a bit confusing, but we need to rotate it to this position so it makes more sense. So what this is this is the C-pillar, aka the hatch area, and there's not much to see here, just maybe the wide hips, the very slopey roofline, just another teaser image really. And then you also have this glossy portion back here on the rear bumper as well. So looking at the images that Best Car rendered for us earlier this year, we have large wheels and we have probably a similar-ish roof line, I would say, what we have going on here. But actually, it looks like this painted area could be a little bit less than what we have on the painted area of the C-pillar, and a little bit more rear windshield. And going back to these aggressive kind of like C headlights, we go back to here, look, Best Car had that nailed down as well. So it wouldn't surprise me, just like how Best Car got the GR Corolla mostly right, it looks like they're going to have this Prius mostly right as well. But other than these teaser images and the reveal date, we actually have a ton more information to sift through, because the dealers in Japan are getting the information and are spilling it to media over in Japan. So let's head to Creative 311, and we have a ton of information here. The Japan market will be seeing this in early January, maybe it gets here in January as well. February at the latest. It does have to cross the Great Pacific Ocean, of course. Also, a side note, we will have a new Subaru Impreza. So I'll have that on the channel as well, at least covering the details of it. I'm not going to cover it when I'm over there in LA. We also have the official dimensions here of the new vehicle. They're saying it is a little bit lower than the previous model, and it gets a little bit taller, 10 millimeters taller, with the larger wheels. Now, what's very interesting is that we were expecting maybe two powertrains, a plug-in hybrid or the Prime powertrain and the 1.8 liter, but it looks like Toyota is launching this with three powertrains, with a 2-liter hybrid, 1.8 liter hybrid, and a 2-liter plug-in hybrid. Now, I don't know if the Prime will be available at launch. Wouldn't surprise me if it's not, to be honest. They're saying the 2-liter hybrid will have 19-inch aluminum wheels. 19's on a Prius, guys. That is ridiculous. And there are 17-inch aluminum wheels on the 1.8 liter hybrid. They also break it down with fuel efficiency of what they're hearing from the dealers as well. So I converted these to miles in the EPA cycle. And also what's fascinating, there are no mentions of all-wheel drive. That could just be for the Japanese market. We do have a Prius with all-wheel drive here in North America. So I don't know if it's only going to be front-wheel drive now, or if this is just specific for the Japanese market. Let's get on over to my spreadsheet, and I have the three new powertrains side by side. The 1.8 liter is the same engine, but they've updated this hybrid system to the newest 5th generation system that we see in the new Corolla. And they're saying 32 kilometers per liter, which when you convert it to miles per gallon in the EPA cycle, could be around 65 miles per gallon on this new Prius. Hopefully we see all-wheel drive as an option. 138 or 134 horsepower, somewhere in there, which is a nice step up from around the 121 horsepower that we currently have on the Prius. Now, this was an unexpected powertrain for me because we were only hearing 2-liter coming in on the plug-in hybrid, and potentially down the line they could have a 2-liter replacing the 1.8-liter. But from what we're hearing from Japan, this 2-liter hybrid is likely to launch with this vehicle. We have up to 194, in other markets 197 horsepower on this setup. We know that it can be had in front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. If you look at the new Lexus UX, that uses a variant of this system. But if you look at the UX front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, I believe it has the same horsepower numbers, but the efficiency goes up in the front-wheel drive model versus the all-wheel drive model. And in this setup, we could be seeing over 55 miles per gallon with almost 200 horsepower. So essentially, you're getting slightly better fuel efficiency or about the same. Take this with a grain of salt, right? These are just my estimations. You're seeing about the same efficiency with an extra, I don't know, 60 horsepower or so versus the outgoing Prius. And then the plug-in hybrid, they're saying, is going to be from a variant of this guy over here. Now, it is interesting on how they want to do this. They might not give it the prime treatment that the RAV4 has. The RAV4 prime treatment, it gives it, of course, a huge battery pack and massive power boost. I don't know if we're going to see a massive power boost here. So it'll either be the same 194 horsepower on the prime model or the plug-in hybrid model, or if they wanted to give it that RAV4 prime sort of performance edge as well, we could see up to 250 horsepower here. Now, with this large battery pack, my estimate is maybe around 12 kilowatt hour battery. This large battery pack, your fuel efficiency will go down if you're just in normal hybrid mode to under 50 miles per gallon. But what we're hearing from Japan is 75 kilometers of WLTP range, which could be close to about 40 miles of electric range on the new Prius Prime. Might be a little bit good to be true, but we can hope. So take these numbers with a grain of salt. I think the most likely, guys, is what we'll see at launch is these two. This one probably maybe a year or a half year after launch with the Prime. I mean, look, in North America, the RX plug-in hybrid is not even available, and they don't know when it's going to be available as the vehicle enters production here in North America as well as in Japan. So, of course, all of these models would be imported from Japan, just like all the other Prius models. I don't believe the Prius is made anywhere else in the world. There's also a little bit more information here at Creative 311, and they're saying that it will have an electronic parking brake and auto brake hold function. Previously, they didn't think it was going to have it. They just thought it would have the pedal for the parking brake, but it looks like it's going to go the electronic route like most modern Toyota and Lexus vehicles. Lastly, looking at the sales of the Prius here in the United States, I own a 2012. And I just took my kids to school in it. It saw 55 miles per gallon on that trip on the clock anyways. We know that they overestimate. So probably around the low 50s or around 50 miles per gallon. I'm still getting in a 2012 when the conditions are right. No air conditioning because it's kind of cool as there is a hurricane kind of headed our way. But the volume of the Prius has really gone down for a few reasons. The hybridization of Toyota's entire lineup. Also, the massive increase of fully battery electric competition out there has made the Prius not as desirable as it once was. With 3 new powertrains, a cool new design, we should see these numbers pump back up, especially with fuel prices getting really expensive again. And that doesn't look to be changing anytime soon, unfortunately. Prius is still going to be a very tempting vehicle. People want an affordable option. That base model can get you the best efficiency. Potentially around 65 miles per gallon would be amazing. But that Prime would also be, oof. I'm very excited. I can't wait to have the official Prius in my hands in maybe just a few short days. Definitely stay tuned. I will bring you guys hands-on coverage of the new Prius when the time is right. Potentially in the very near future. I can't say too much. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. You know what I mean? What we have here is not from my mouth. It's either from Toyota's mouth or from what the dealers are telling media in Japan. So I don't want to say too much. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video. If you're interested in more Prius stuff, make sure you're subscribed. And am I excited. Catching the next one. Take care of yourselves. Have a good day and peace.